Booker, come here.
What? What is it?
Look, you can use the songbird to bring the whole damn thing down. Destroy the siphon.
And that's what you want?
It's the only way we'll find the truth. About my finger, Comstock, everything.
Tear it down. Tear it all down. Elizabeth! The bird, Elizabeth! I lost control! He's coming!
No, he isn't.
Where is he? Where is he?
It's okay. It's all right. I'm here. Just let go. There you go. There you go.
Elizabeth, I'm sorry. What is this place? Elizabeth?
It's a doorway. One of many. This way.
What do you mean it's a doorway? Where are you going?
Oh, come on. Yes, it's this way.
What Comstock said about your finger. Is there an answer here? Do you...
Down here.
All right. Well, I didn't have to crouch that time. I wonder if Jack's been around here. Attention, all bathysphere travel is now denied.
This is where we have to
So yeah, this is during the fall of
What
Rapture.
is going on? Elizabeth, what do you mean this is a doorway?
I'll have to show you.
Probably gonna regret this.
I thought this bathysphere stopped working after that spider splicer destroyed it.
City at the bottom of the ocean. Ridiculous.
Look at that. Thousands of doors. Opening all at once. My God, they're beautiful.
What, the stars?
Come on. Come on, it's this way. Come on.
Are you going to open it?
It's no good. Damn it. I thought once we were here, I could fully control it. I thought...
What is that?
It's a key.
Where did it come from?
It's always been there. I just couldn't see it. See? Not stars. They're doors.
Doors to...
To everywhere. All that's left is the choosing.
Well,
What are
this is
all
a lot
these
of Andrew
lighthouses?
Ryans.
Why are we... Who are...
There are a million worlds. All different, all similar. Constants and variables.
What?
There's always a lighthouse. There's always a man. There's always a city.
How do you know this?
I can see them through the doors. You, me, Columbia, Songbird. Sometimes, something's different, yet the same.
Constants and variables.
Yes.
Interesting. So we could have a rapture where Andrew Ryan doesn't betray his morals? That'd be interesting.
Look.
It's us.
Not exactly. We swim in different oceans but land on the same shore. It always starts with a lighthouse.
I don't understand.
We don't need to. It'll happen all the same.
Why?
Because it does. Because it has. Because it will.
There's so many choices.
They all lead us to the same place. Where it started.
No one tells me where to go.
Booker. You've already been.
But I don't want to go. I like choosing my own path. Alright. So let's follow Elizabeth. Left or right? I want to go this way. Fun part is you can actually choose your path on this. Do you hear that?
Wait a minute. I know this place. I was here. It's been 20 years ago, right after Wounded Knee. I was looking for...
Come on now, time's a-wasting.
Why were you here?
Are you ready to have your past erased? Are you ready to have your sins cleansed? Are you ready to be born again? Take my hand.
No. No, I don't want to.
You already did, didn't you?
Are you ready to be born again?
I am.
Do you hate your sins?
I do.
Do you hate your wickedness?
Yes.
Do you want to clean the slate, leave behind all you were before, and be born again in the blood of the Lamb? Jesus, wash this man clean. Father, make him born again. Lord,
stop it.
What are you doing to it?
Get off me! Get off!
Son!
You didn't go through with
You
it.
think a dunk in the river's gonna change the things I've done? Let's get out of here. Hey, these doors of yours, they're all tears, right? We'll open one up. Open one up to Paris. I want to be shut of all this.
Not until we find Comstock.
Comstock's dead!
No. He was here. This way.
And what of my debts?
Bring us the girl, and wipe away the debt.
This is the man who hired me to find you.
Really?
Yes. The girl for the debt. Wait, no, this is wrong. What is this? There was no baby. I remember. No, there was no baby, and if there was, I sure as hell wouldn't give it over to this guy.
Booker, you don't leave this room until you do.
DeWitt, time is running short. Bring us the girl, and wipe away the debt.
Go ahead.
No.
You can wait as long as you want. Eventually, you'll give him what he wants.
How do you know all this?
I can see all the doors, and what's behind all the doors. And behind one of them, I see him.
Comstock. What choice do I have?
The debt's paid. Mr. Comstock washes you of all your sins.
Bring us the girl and wipe away the debt.
There was no baby. The deal was I go to Columbia to get you.
Booker, you're bleeding.
No. I remember what I remember.
Now we've upset him.
I don't expect this next bit will do much for his mood.
Come on.
Oh boy, this is getting trippy.
Comstock's dead. We can just go on with our lives. You don't need
Dead? You mean like Chen Lin? Like Lady Comstock? No. He is alive in a million worlds. It's not over because the Prophet is dead. It will only be over when he never even lived in the first place.
Well, that's, So what are we gonna do? Time travel and, you know, kill him? I mean, I know these are tears, but I don't think that it's time travel.
Hey. Hey, the deal's off, you hear me?
Unstable.
The deal is off! Give her back! Give her back!
Fine, are you mad?
No, you will not get caught in between. Come.
It is uncomfortable enough as it is.
It's going to be more uncomfortable if you don't come now.
If I get caught, it's going to be a very
you
long
son of a bitch!
time before we see each other.
No! No, no,
Shut
no!
down the machine!
No!
Shut it
Anna!
down! Shut down the
Anna!
machine now! Do it!
Give me back my daughter! No! Anna? No. No. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Anna, I'm sorry.
She's gone, Booker. Anna's gone. You shared this room with your regret for almost 20 years. Until one day, a man came to you and offered you a chance at redemption. A chance for us to be together.
I told you it would work.
We already know it works. The question is, will he?
Anna.
You suppose he branded himself as some sort of penance? Don't see the point. What's done is done. What's done will be done. I suppose the brand is his hair shirt,
girl.
as he is ours.
Wipe away the debt. Here's the girl. Wipe away the debt.
See?
Here's the
He's
girl.
starting to put his story together.
Wipe away the
You're quite fond of this theory of yours.
He's manufacturing new memories from his old ones.
Well,
Wipe
the brain adapts.
I should know.
Bring us
I
the girl.
lived it.
Booker, wake up. Booker, wake up. This is where it started.
I sold you. I sold you.
To your credit, you did try to weasel out of the deal.
This is all Comstock's fault. What if I went back? Killed him before he did any of this?
Things get set in motion.
How would one know how far back to go?
That's the only way to do it. Go back to when he was born, and I'll smother this son of a bitch in this crib.
Well, that's one plan. Sure, the butterfly effect will be fine.
Booker, are you sure this is what you want?
I have to. It's the only way to undo what I've done to you.
Booker DeWitt, are you ready to
What
be
is this?
born again?
Why are we back here?
This isn't the same place, Booker.
Of course it is. I remember.
Are you ready to leave behind all
You're
that
not-
has gone before? Wipe the slate clean
Who are you?
You chose to walk away, but in other oceans, you didn't. You took the baptism. You were born again as a different man.
Stop.
It all has to end to have never started. Not just in this world, but in all of ours.
Smother him in the crab.
Smother, 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 smother. Before the choice is made, before you are
And
reborn.
what name shall you take, my son?
He's Zachary Comstock. He's Booker DeWitt.
No. And both.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. BioShock Infinite, created and developed by Irrational Games, published by 2K Games. My thoughts on BioShock Infinite. BioShock Infinite was a fun ride to go through, especially since this is technically only the second time I've beaten the game, with the first time being my practice file, which literally was just a day ago for me beating it. So really, I like to consider it that I just beat the game really within a day or so. But BioShock Infinite, it's interesting to play. It's a lot of fun to use the guns in this game, but in all honesty, I have to say that I enjoyed BioShock 1 and to a degree BioShock 2 more than I did BioShock Infinite. And I feel like I have to clarify that statement, because by no means is BioShock Infinite bad. It's a fun game, but it has its problems. For one, I'm not a big fan of Columbia. I mean, it's interesting to see the city go downhill, which is something we generally don't see with Rapture. But with Rapture, we would wonder why the city fell, because only the audio diaries would give small snippets of what happened in the city, while we ourselves would piece together everything else. With Columbia, we know exactly why it fell, and I feel like some of the majesty is kind of lost on it. Not to mention, the city wasn't really built up as much, I believe, as Rapture was in BioShock 1, and especially inside BioShock 2 when it came to the Big Daddies and the Little Sisters, which basically were the backbone of the city. But overall, when it comes to gameplay-wise, BioShock Infinite is good. The story is pretty good. But compared to BioShock 2 and 1, I don't think it's as good. Now, I feel like I also have to clarify for the BioShock 2 statement, because for those that know me, you know that I'm not a big fan of BioShock 2's main story. Oh no, I could care less about BioShock 2's main story. Whenever I talk about story and BioShock 2, the one thing I will always go to is Minerva's Den. I will always hold that if Minerva's Den was the main story of BioShock 2, BioShock 2 would be my favorite BioShock game, because I loved Minerva's Den a lot. But when it came to gameplay-wise, I liked BioShock 2 a lot more than BioShock 1 and Infinite, because in BioShock 2, I could interchange between plasmids and gunplay and still have everything be seamless, and it was fun to combine the two a lot of the time. In BioShock 1, the gameplay was not really as refined, which is why BioShock 2 I think is better with it. But when it came to BioShock Infinite, the vigors were not a good substitute for regular plasmids, unfortunately, which really showed because I quickly got into the habit of using the same vigors, and some of them I didn't even use at all. I mean, I toyed around with some of them when I first got them, but the vigors are the poor man's plasmids, and that's really what I'm not a big fan of. And it's why I consider BioShock Infinite to be a little bit more of a FPS, like more towards the shooter aspect of it. The other thing that I didn't like in Infinite is that my weapon wheel was gone. Oh my goodness. If I wasn't relegated to 2 weapons and I had a weapon wheel again, then I would be a lot more forgiving towards BioShock Infinite. And the reason is because you saw at the last part that pretty much I had no way of replenishing my ammo when we had to do the tower defense, so I had to resort to a Vox Populi gun. Now, it's a good thing I powered up the repeater for the Vox Populi gun, which was going to be the one that showed up the most during that section, but even then, it still wasn't as good as my machine gun or as my carbine. But that's enough on the guns, so where does this leave us for BioShock Infinite? Well, we are not done with the game just yet. There are 2 DLCs for BioShock Infinite that I will be doing, and they are Burial at Sea Episodes 1 and Burial at Sea Episode 2. Those 2 will be done in their own playlists each, because pretty much when it comes to the main BioShock Infinite story, we're done. And it's one thing I wish I would have done with Minerva's Den. I wish I would have put it in its own playlist. So that's just me. But that's what I'm going to be doing for BioShock Infinite's DLC. I'm going to be putting it in its own playlist, and they will be uploading on their own, starting with episode 1 and then going to episode 2. I don't expect them to be too long, but at the same time, I've never played through Burial at Sea episodes 1 and 2. I'm actually going into this blind. I'm not doing the playthrough of it blind because, as always, I'm going to be going after all the collectibles in the DLC like I did for Minerva's Den in BioShock 2, but I will be doing a practice file so then I'm not running around hopelessly lost in Rapture, because that wouldn't be fun in the slightest. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna end it off right here. This has been Roxas1359, and I thank you all for watching my Let's Play of BioShock Infinite. Stay tuned for Burial at Sea Episode 1 coming up next, and eventually Burial at Sea Episode 2 as we start to close off on the BioShock series. See you all next time.
Anna?